If you've inherited an IRA from your spouse, you have more flexibility than any other type of beneficiary. But that flexibility can also lead to costly mistakes if you don't make the right decisions early. Many surviving spouses unintentionally trigger taxes, penalties, or miss out on powerful planning opportunities simply because they don't understand their options. In this video, we're going to walk through the key choices available only to spouses, the most common mistakes to avoid, and the questions you should be asking before making any decisions. The biggest mistake surviving spouses make when inheriting an IRA. The most common mistake is automatically rolling the IRA into your own account without evaluating your situation. While a spousal rollover is often the right move, it's not always the best first step. Top IRA experts consistently emphasize this. You only get one chance to make the right election. Once you roll the IRA into your own name, you lose certain options, especially penalty-free access to funds if you're under age 59.5. So before acting, pause and evaluate. What are your options as a spouse beneficiary? As a surviving spouse, you have three primary options. One, treat the IRA as your own, also called spousal rollover. You can roll the inherited IRA into your own IRA. This allows you to delay required minimum distributions until your own RMD age, continue tax-deferred growth, and consolidate retirement accounts. However, if you're under 59.5, withdrawals could be subject to a 10% early withdrawal penalty. Number two, you can remain a beneficiary. You can keep the account as an inherited IRA rather than rolling it into your own IRA. This option may allow penalty-free withdrawals, even if you're under 59.5, and more flexibility in the short term. However, RMD rules may apply sooner depending upon your spouse's age and whether they had begun distributions. You can use a combination strategy. In some cases, you may choose to keep part of the IRA as an inherited account and roll over the rest for long-term growth. This hybrid approach provides both flexibility and tax efficiency. Let's discuss RMD rules for spouses. Spousal beneficiaries have more favorable RMD rules than non-spouse beneficiaries. Here are the key considerations. If you roll the IRA into your own, RMDs are based on your age. If you remain a beneficiary, you may delay RMDs until your spouse would have reached their required beginning date. If your spouse had already started RMDs, you may need to continue them. The rules depend heavily on timing and age, which is why personalized planning is critical. When does a spousal rollover make sense? A rollover is often beneficial if you are over age 59.5, you do not need immediate access to the funds, and your goal is long-term tax-deferred growth. This strategy maximizes the ability to delay distributions and extend compounding. Here's an example of when a spousal rollover makes sense. Mary is 67 years old and recently inherited her husband's IRA. She's already retired and has sufficient income from other sources and does not need to access the IRA funds for current expenses. In her case, completing a spousal rollover, moving the inherited IRA into her own IRA, makes strong financial sense because she can delay required minimum distributions based on her own age. The account can continue growing tax deferred for a longer period. She avoids unnecessary withdrawals that could increase her taxable income. Since Mary is over age 59.5, she also doesn't need to worry about early withdrawal penalties. Bottom line, a spousal rollover is often ideal when the surviving spouse is older, financially stable, and focused on maximizing long-term growth rather than needing immediate access to the funds. When staying as a beneficiary of the inherited IRA may be a better choice. Remaining a beneficiary may be advantageous if you are under age 59.5 and may need access to funds. You want to avoid early withdrawal penalties and you need flexibility in the near term. Later, you can still choose to roll over the account into your own IRA. And let's walk through some of the most common questions about spouses inheriting an IRA and answers based on guidance from leading IRA experts. Question 1, can I change my mind later if I don't do a rollover right away? The answer is yes. A surviving spouse can delay the rollover decision and later elect to treat the IRA as their own. However, once you complete a rollover, the decision is generally irreversible. Question 2, do I have to take RMDs right away? Not necessarily. If you roll the IRA into your own, RMDs are based on your age. If you remain a beneficiary, RMD timing depends on your spouse's age at death, whether they had already begun taking RMDs. This creates planning opportunities, but also complexity. Question 3, can I take money out without penalties? If you remain a beneficiary, yes, even if you are under age 59 and a half. If you roll the IRA into your own and are under 59 and a half, withdrawals may be subject to a 10% penalty. This is one of the most important factors in deciding which plan to take. Question 4, what happens if the IRA is a Roth? A spousal rollover into your own Roth IRA allows continued tax-free growth and no lifetime RMDs for you. If kept as an inherited Roth IRA, different distribution rules may apply, but distributions are generally still tax-free. Question 5, should I take distributions now or wait? Taking distributions depend upon your broader financial picture. You may consider your current tax bracket, future income expectations, and cash flow needs. Strategic withdrawals can reduce lifetime taxes when done correctly. 4, what if there are multiple beneficiaries, including me? This is an essential point. If you share the IRA with other beneficiaries, the account should be split into separate inherited IRAs. Your portion can then be treated according to spousal rules. Failing to split the account properly could limit your options. Here are some final thoughts. As a surviving spouse, you have more control than any other beneficiary, but that also means more decisions. The right strategy can reduce taxes, increase flexibility, and preserve long-term wealth. The wrong decision, especially early on, can permanently limit your options. Before making a move, understand your choices. Evaluate your timing and build a strategy that aligns with your goals. If you'd like help regarding an inherited IRA from your spouse, contact one of our advisors to discuss your IRA questions. You may also schedule a free virtual consultation on our website. Financial success doesn't happen by chance. RFG Wealth Advisory is an independent, fee-only, registered investment advisory firm that always puts our clients' interests first. We have a transparent, simple fee structure that's easy to understand. Call us today and let us help you make the most strategic decisions about your IRA.